everyone, thanks for coming to my channel. My name is Henna, and if you're new here, well, hello. In today's video, I'll be giving my first impression review and swatches of the new Stupid Love palette by Lady Gaga Haus Labs, and I'll also be showing you guys how I achieved this look right here using this palette. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright guys, so this is the unicorn that it comes in. Now this palette does retail for $48, but with tax it came out to like $51. And then here is what the palette looks like. Inside, when you open it, you get this little really pretty placement over it to protect the shadows. And I'm going to keep this because it's Lady Gaga on there. But here you have the really pretty palette. So yeah, I went ahead and swatched all of the shades for you guys on my arm so you guys can kind of see how these look swatched, even though to me swatches are not really important, but a lot of you guys do prefer to see swatches to see how the shadows perform and how they look maybe on the skin. So I went ahead and swatched all these shadows for you guys, and then right after you guys go ahead and see the shadows, we'll go straight into the makeup tutorial. So starting with 911, this is definitely a pretty okay white swatch. Now Free Woman, now going into the shade Enigma. The next shade is 1000 Doves. This one definitely didn't really pick up on the swatch. The next shade we're going to do is Plastic Doll. This next shade is Stupid Love, the name of the palette. Now it's Light Up. This next shade is Sign. Rain on Me. Alice. Sour Candy is this shade right here. Shade Enemy. This next really pretty shade is Peace. This is Fun Tonight. Love this shade. It's called Motion. Oh my god, look at that. So pretty. This shade is Replay. My Mind. And Babylon. Now let's get into the tutorial of this video. So this is the beautiful Stupid Love palette. Basically I'm going to be using the Morphe 506 brush, and I dipped into Enemy first to apply this to the crease. I'm kind of going out of order. Usually I would do the transition shade then the crease, but I decided to start with the crease shade, and again we're using the shade Enemy, and we'll be using the M506 brushes basically throughout this whole tutorial for my eye look. And I wanted to make sure to show you guys each part of me blending so you can really see how that shadows perform instead of cutting it and you guys not being able to see it. Now I'm going to dip into shade Plastic Doll again with a different M506 brush to make sure it's a clean brush so we're not picking up any other shadow. And I'm just applying this a little above where we applied Enemy as a transition shade, just to make sure to soften the edges of Enemy. And again, I wanted to show the full blending of the shadows so you guys see the performance. Now I'm going to go into Stupid Love and apply it on another M506 brush in the inner corners of the eyes. And this is just to define and really deepen the crease, to add some depth into the look and just to really, you know, make it look a little bit like in your face. And again, you guys are going to see the full blending of this one as well. Now I'm going to take the Morphe M210 brush and dip into Peace, and I'm going to apply it, just pack on the shadow. No matter what palette I use, whenever I'm applying like a half cut crease, oops, sorry my phone, a half cut crease with any kind of shadow, I love to use a flat brush. So this M210 brush is really great, and I really love how beautiful and opaque the shade Peace is looking. It's a really great shadow, and it's really pigmented to where I didn't have to worry about putting a base down to apply this. I'm now going to dip into Fun Tonight, and what I really love about these metallic shadows, shimmery shadows, is you do not need any kind of setting spray or any base to make it wet to apply. It applied so beautifully with the brush, really impressive. So I took this shade Fun Tonight from the middle to a little bit close to the inner corner, but just kept it right in the middle of where I applied Peace, because then after this I'm going to take the other shadow, which is in the shade Rain on Me, which you will see in a second. Yeah, I'm going to take Rain on Me, and I applied this more towards the inner corner, but then I was like, you know what, it's such a pretty, it pops up a little bit more, so I decided to lay that over where we put Fun Tonight, and it really ended up working out great. And again, for both these shades, I did not have to use any kind of setting spray or wetting the brush. They applied beautifully with the brush. I didn't even have to use my finger, which is really impressive. I'm now going to take Free Woman and apply that very oh so lightly in the inner corner just to add the pop of highlight. Again, such a beautiful shade. These shadows are really, really pretty. You don't need to wet your brush. They stand out great. And I just did the other eye off camera because I thought it would just be easier. Now taking the M506 brush, I'm going to go ahead and put Stupid Love and Enemy on the bottom lash line just to make sure to make everything even out. And I just love adding to the lower lash line. I also take Fun Tonight and Rain on Me and apply it towards the inner corner of the lower lash line just to kind of equal up with my eyes. And that's pretty much it for the eye look, you guys. Alright guys, so this is the complete look. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this look. Also, I wanted to just a quick thing, disclaimer, I do have kind of a runny nose today, so if it's a little red, ignore. But I wanted to try to make sure to get through this video and put it up for you guys, since I know this palette just came out and a lot of you are wondering whether or not you should go ahead and get it, so I got you. But like I said, this palette does retail for $48. With tax, it came out to $51 for me. Now, I will say I don't think this palette is for everyone, and I'm not saying that because this is not a great palette. This palette, seriously, the shadows were so easy to use, so easy to blend, very pretty. So in the sense of the quality of the palette, I think it's a really great palette. The quality is there, the pigmentation's in there, it's blendable. There is a little bit of fallout, but honestly, fallout doesn't bother me. That just means that they're just really soft pigment because they're so opaque and pigmented, the shadows. The only reason why I say this palette is not for everyone is because if you're someone that likes to do very natural looks, just your neutral colors, but very soft and natural, then you'll probably really enjoy and use a lot more the first Haus Labs palette, which is the Glam Room #1 palette, and I do have that palette. That's really great for an everyday use, and you can also use it for a day to night look. If you're more into the more softer looks, I think the Stupid Love palette is definitely for someone, he or she, or just someone that really enjoys more of a bold look, just a pop of color. I think this is definitely for you if that kind of if that calls your name a little bit. Do I think it's a great collector's item if you're really into collecting makeup and you love Haus Labs and Lady Gaga? You'll really enjoy this. And honestly, when I saw this post on their Instagram, I was like, this to me screams Lady Gaga more than the previous, launches have. So I was really excited to get this palette, and it kind of really has met my expectations of the quality palette, so I'm really happy about that. It is $48, which honestly is not that terrible in pricing, just because they've already kind of set their prices from the beginning, so they are a little higher in price. But for a palette like this, for example, like Huda Beauty, which I think has the same amount of shadows, retails for $60, and this is $48, so it's still a little bit better than that. And honestly, the quality of these shadows are a little better than some of the palettes that I do have that cost more than this palette itself. Alright you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I do post new videos here every week. Also follow me on Instagram at Thehennaali, because I'm always on Instagram. But anyways you guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like it, and I hope to see you in my next YouTube video. Bye guys.